for me.
Can we just mention? I don't know if obviously probably you guys have seen it. Is the Tony Adams comments?
Oh yeah. I was gonna. I've got that in the list to bring up.
I have to say, intrigued by it. Like, you know,
what did he say? So Lee
turned around and said that, you know, Arteta, if he's got to make a big call and change his captain, you know, the captain sort of mirrors him, a sort of thing. So he was saying that, you know, like he's got to make a big decision, dump Odegaard as captain and bring in Declan Rice as captain. Listen, it's when I look at it with Tony Adams, I have to say, you know, this is a guy that's been there, done it, knows what it's all about. And I don't think he was being bitter about it. I think he was asked a question genuinely about it, and I was intrigued by it. I have to say, like, you know, a lot of people are saying that he's having a dig at Arteta. He was, but I think he was complimenting him as well by getting him where he's got. But, you know, it was very, very interesting. I don't know if I agree with it or not, but it's a conversation, isn't it?
It's really interesting that you're saying he said that, because I missed that. But I mean, my hot take for the start of the season regarding Arsenal is actually about Odegaard. My hot take is that Odegaard won't finish the season in the starting 11. I think it's a massive year for Martin Odegaard. I gave the Flirter more heat than I did the Odegaard because I thought his poor run was longer. The captain can't afford to have a second season as poor as it was last season. He just can't. I've always defended his captaincy. I'm not really the sort of person that really cares for shouting and pointing and smashing teacups. I don't really care for that sort of captain. Fine, whatever. I think there are other ways to be a leader. But the fact is, if Arsenal underachieve again this season, with him at the forefront of it, and he's not performing himself, I think I wouldn't be opposed to the captaincy going elsewhere. I'm not encouraging it, but I wouldn't be annoyed by it either. And if performances collectively and individually don't improve.
When legends speak, I tend to listen. Doesn't make them right all the time, but you know, Tony Adams is up there with the very best. We spoke of Henry and retiring his number. I mean, a couple of comments mentioned Tony Adams, and rightly so, because what Tony Adams has done for the club, I don't see anyone that's done more. Maybe a similar amount in terms of blood, sweat, and tears, but he went through a few different eras and come out successful from each one. So I always listen to Henry, Petty, Perez, and sometimes they say wild things. With this one, I get it.
Do you agree?
Do I agree with it? He made a couple bold claims that would never win a league title with Odegaard as captain. I agree that Declan Rice is more of the mould of a captain that suits me. Jordan said that he doesn't care for that stuff. I actually love a bit of that stuff. A bit of, aggression, a bit of leadership, a bit of noise. I just think that's what I grew up on, and the greatest captains have that about them, whether it's Tony Adams or Roy Keane or John Terry. They all had something about them in that, mold. But Odegaard's different. So do I agree with him? I mean, if I had to pick a captain, it would be Rice and Gabriel. If I'm honest with you, Rice or Gabriel.
The thing is, what I took of it, and it wasn't mentioned or whatever, is that if Odegaard's not captain, it's Saka next, not Rice. Mm-hmm. So is that it didn't mention Saka, like, you know what I mean, like as captain material, but like, vice captain is Saka. So I think it would be a massive call if you said to Odegaard and then jumped over Saka as well. You know what I mean? I think it's a real tricky call for the manager. I don't know if it's the right thing to do. I think sometimes you can just knock the what's what I'm looking for, the team spirit about it. I don't know. I'm reluctant to go down that road.
Do you guys think that the team respond to Odegaard as a captain or respond to him as just a brilliant football player? Because the best captains, I think, in any kind of sport are the ones in a team sport, obviously, team sport, are the ones where you feel like if the captaincy was taken away from that individual, it would have an impact on the rest of the team.
Yeah.
I wonder if you took the captaincy away from Odegaard, would it impact the rest? Would the rest of the players think, oh,
I think it would do. I think it could.
You think it would?
I think it could. Yeah, I've seen it happen before. Do you remember Aston Villa, which Tyrone Mings was captain, and Steven Gerrard done it? And I don't think Gerrard ever got complete control of the dressing room because of that. Like, you know, that's my opinion. I've seen it. I played in a team when we swapped a captain over and it weren't good. You know what I mean? Like, so I you know, I've got my reservations about it. If I'll be honest, I'm not so sure if it's the right thing. What I would do if it was Declan Rice was being vice captain all the time, I would probably, I can see it a little. But what I'm a bit worried about is that you would have to jump over Saka to give it to Declan Rice. That would be like my problem.
I think. Okay, I have two thoughts on this Tony Adams stuff. I mean, you always listen when a Tony Adams or a Thierry Henry speaks, even if you don't agree with everything they say. They have been there and done it. Their names are really as much as anyone written in Arsenal history. So you always listen. What's a captain there to do? They're there to lead. And I think if Arsenal were bullied, if Arsenal were kind of pushed around, messed around, then I think you'd want a player that captured, someone could lead you through that. But we're not bullied. We're not thrown around. We're not, like, that's kind of what I'd want a Declan Rice style captain for. Do you know what I mean? Like, we haven't lost to the big six in years. We don't get bullied physically in games. So, you know, does it really matter if Declan Rice is kind of charging around with the armband, doing all that stuff off the ball? I don't really think it matters because I don't think Arsenal struggle in that sense. The reason I think Odegaard's captain is because I think he captures more than anyone what Arteta wants in terms of instruction on the pitch. He probably understands what Arteta wants from the team the most, and he leads through that. He doesn't even lead through performances. Odegaard's never been our best player. It was Saka before him. Saliba, Rice have surpassed him. Even in 23-24, Odegaard was maybe third or fourth. But he, I think, captures what Arteta wants. Where I disagree with Tony Adams, you know, we were one result against Villa away from winning the title with Odegaard as captain. You know, you take some of those chances against PSG and you're in the final of the Champions League. Like, is Rice being the captain over Odegaard the difference between why we did or didn't win those things? So I get his point. I would rather it were Declan Rice, but I'm not sure you can say we're never going to win the league with Odegaard as captain. Just in the game, guys, who's the Liverpool captain? I actually couldn't tell you. Genuinely, who is it?
Van Dijk.
Okay, fair enough. It's good, but I didn't know that off the top of my head. And how long has it been him? Has it been for a few years? Who's the Man City captain? Is it Diaz?
That moved around. It was Diaz. It was De Bruyne for a while. One moved Silva.
You know what I mean? We're not like Van Dijk's. That's a pretty good one, right?
Captaincy's changed, isn't it?
Yeah, I think the role has changed. I would like it to be Declan Rice. Clean slate. No one's going to get affected. I give it to Declan. No question, by the way. I think he's the lead candidate. Or Saka. But I wouldn't change it. I don't think it matters that much.
I agree. I've always thought it doesn't. There was a lot of talk last season when people were saying Odegaard should be stripped of the captaincy. And my response to them was I just don't think it matters. The fact that you've got Rice, Saliba, Gabriel, Saka, all on the Jorginho at the time on the pitch, you've got captains on the pitch anyway. If you've got 4 or 5 captain figures in your 11, I don't really care who wins the armband.
I agree with that because if you look at the Invincibles, you know, or even the teams when we've won the title, you can go back through time. You know what I mean? I do believe there was more than just Tony Adams as a captain.
In those moments, the biggest moments where the captain needs to pull you through, he's essentially, let us down a couple of times.
Yes, I'm just thinking about it some more now. I'm just thinking, actually, no, I don't agree with Tony Adams at all. I disagree with him completely. Are we saying then if we put Patrick Vieira in that midfield last season, we win the league?
Yeah.
You think we do?
Patrick Vieira?
Or any even Tony Adams. If you put Tony Adams in that team last season, do we win the league?
I'm not sure either player makes up 10 points.
Yeah, our defense was pretty set. Yeah, we're talking box to box or attacking players. It's a bit different.
But the point I'm making is that I think it's fair to criticize performances. I've never criticized his captaincy. I've never ever criticized Odegaard's captaincy.
It's a bit confusing. We can't say, it doesn't matter, but then say his position is in doubt.
I'm saying if he gets dropped, drop him because he's been really poor. Don't drop him because he's late for training, or drop him because he's not organising the team properly on the pitch.
Yeah.
All those things which come with being a captain, I've not seen anything to fault him. I'm saying if you're going to drop, I think he might not finish the season because his productivity is low.
And that's a problem.
Actually, I think Turkish is right though. Like if we can't be sure that he's a regular in the team,
then there's a problem.
That he shouldn't be wearing the armband.
No, but Vince, hang on. The last 2 years at Man City, Vincent Kompany hardly played. He was always the captain.
Yeah, but that's a different level of captain though. Because even if he doesn't play much, he's still so influential in the dressing room.
But I'm saying Odegaard might be still influential, just might be on the pitch playing poorly.
But there's an aura and a history there. Like what I've achieved, I've got this because of what I've done. And yeah, I'm not on that pitch, but I'm still leading you all. Like it's different. Whereas Odegaard's kind of like, sorry guys, I'm not in the team because I'm not quite good enough, although I'm still 26. Like, do you know what I mean? It's the optics of it all. It's
I think there's a big. I think also Tony Adams alluding to it at something. There's a lot of pressure on Odegaard this season. I think that's what he's saying. That he needs to get back to his performances first and foremost.
He did say that. He said it would free up Odegaard to do what he needs to do.
Yeah. So I get that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's a big call.